The security apocalypse approaches. Let's start with the brutal reality that most Kaspa enthusiasts are completely ignoring about smart contract implementation. Kasplex protocol initialization isn't just bringing programmable functionality to our blockchain. It's opening floodgates for sophisticated attack vectors that have devastated other cryptocurrency ecosystems. The EVM integration that everyone's celebrating represents a double-edged sword that could slice through Kaspa's security faster than our blockchain processes transactions. While we're focused on the incredible speed advantages and enhanced Bitcoin-level security that Kaspa delivers, hackers are studying how to weaponize these same features against unsuspecting users. Here's what makes this situation particularly dangerous. Kaspa's transaction speed creates unique vulnerabilities that don't exist on slower blockchains. When malicious smart contracts can execute in milliseconds, traditional security measures become obsolete. Users who think they have time to recognize and cancel suspicious transactions will discover that their wallets are already drained before they can react. The attack surface expands exponentially when smart contracts arrive. Every interaction with decentralized applications, every token swap, every yield farming participation becomes a potential entry point for sophisticated drainage attack. And because Kaspa's community has been focused on mining, trading, and community building rather than smart contract security, we're walking into this programmable landscape virtually defenseless. But the most terrifying aspect is how hackers exploit user psychology. They understand that Kaspians are excited about smart contract functionality and will eagerly interact with new protocols without conducting proper due diligence. This enthusiasm becomes the perfect weapon for social engineering attacks that bypass technical security measures entirely. Hold up. If this analysis of Kaspa's approaching smart contract security crisis is opening your eyes to vulnerabilities you never considered, then I absolutely need your engagement to amplify this critical warning. Demolish that like button right now because YouTube's algorithm needs to understand that this security analysis could save Kaspians from financial devastation. Attack vectors unleashed. Now let's examine the specific attack methods that hackers will deploy against Kaspa smart contract users. The drainage techniques that have proven devastatingly effective on Ethereum will adapt perfectly to Kaspa's architecture, but with enhanced lethality due to our blockchain's unique characteristics. Approval scams represent the most common attack vector. Malicious smart contracts request token approvals that appear legitimate but actually grant unlimited access to your entire wallet. On slower blockchains, users might have opportunities to recognize these attacks and revoke permission. But Kaspa's lightning-fast execution means these approvals process instantly, giving hackers immediate access to drain everything. Fake airdrop campaigns will explode across Kaspa's ecosystem. Hackers create convincing duplicate websites of legitimate projects, offering exclusive token distributions that require wallet connections and transaction signatures. Honeypot contracts present another devastating trap. These smart contracts appear to offer incredible profit opportunities, maybe arbitrage chances or yield farming rewards that just seem too good to pass up. But when users interact with these contracts, they trigger drainage mechanisms that empty wallets while appearing to execute legitimate transactions. The most sophisticated attacks involve multi-step social engineering. Hackers establish credibility through community engagement, maybe by contributing to Kaspa discussions or offering genuine technical insights. Then, they deploy targeted attacks against specific high-value users who trust them enough to interact with malicious contracts. And here's where Kaspa's speed becomes a liability rather than an advantage. Transaction reversal becomes virtually impossible. Once hackers execute drainage attacks, the irreversible nature of blockchain transactions means your KS is gone permanently. There are no customer service departments, no chargebacks, no recovery mechanisms. The security apocalypse requires military-grade defensive strategies that most cryptocurrency users never implement. Surviving the smart contract battlefield demands paranoid-level security practices that separate experienced veterans from naive victims. Hardware wallet isolation becomes non-negotiable. Never interact with smart contracts using wallets that contain significant KS holdings. Alright, so here's a crucial tip for you. Create separate interaction wallets funded only with amounts you can afford to lose completely. This kind of compartmentalization ensures that even if there's a successful attack, your primary holdings remain untouched. Now, moving on to contract verification protocols. They must become second nature, really. Before you interact with any smart contract, make sure to verify its source code on blockchain explorers. It's also wise to check community discussions for any potential red flags and thoroughly analyze developer credentials. Okay, let's talk about assuming malice. If you can't personally audit the code, it's best to assume it's malicious until proven otherwise. Permission management should become a full-time responsibility. Regularly audit and revoke smart contract approvals. Also, limit approval amounts to specific transaction requirements rather than giving unlimited access. And don't forget to monitor your wallet for any unauthorized permissions that might appear without your explicit consent. Multi-signature confirmation adds crucial security layers. Configure your wallet to require multiple confirmations for smart contract interactions, implement time delays for significant transactions, and establish cold storage protocols that keep the majority of your chaos completely offline. But the most critical defensive strategy is psychological discipline. Resist FOMO-driven interactions with new protocols. Never connect wallets to websites you haven't thoroughly researched, and always maintain skepticism toward opportunities that promise extraordinary returns with minimal risk. The Kaspa community's survival during the smart contract transition depends on collective security education that transforms our culture from trusting enthusiasm to paranoid vigilance. So we really need to evolve from just a mining and trading community into a security-conscious ecosystem that, actually prioritizes protection over profit. Community-driven security initiatives, they become essential infrastructure. We need shared databases of verified contracts, collaborative threat intelligence sharing, and also rapid response systems that can warn users about emerging attack campaigns. The same community strength that honestly built Kaspa's adoption must now focus on security education. And developer accountability standards, they really must emerge organically. The community should demand security audits for major protocols and insist on transparent development practices that enable code verification. We also need reputation systems that track developer credibility over time. It's crucial, really, because anonymous developers launching smart contracts should face immediate community skepticism. Educational content creation becomes a survival imperative. Every experienced Kaspian who understands smart contract security bears the responsibility for educating newer community members. It's about sharing knowledge on attack vectors, defensive strategies, and those tricky psychological manipulation techniques that hackers employ. The transition period represents maximum vulnerability. When the Kasplex mainnet launches and smart contracts become operational, hackers will deploy coordinated campaigns targeting excited users eager to experiment with new functionality. Our community must be prepared for this digital warfare. Listen, if this deep dive security analysis is transforming your understanding of the threats facing Kaspa's smart contract future, then I need your help spreading this critical warning throughout our community. So hit that like button again if you haven't already. Share this video with every Kaspian in your network who needs to understand these security imperatives, and drop a comment below telling me, what additional security topics should I cover before smart contracts launch? I read every comment, and honestly, I often create entire videos based on community security concerns. I want to thank every Kaspian and security-conscious crypto enthusiast in the TJ Crypto World community for joining me on this critical security analysis. Your engagement, your thoughtful questions about protecting digital assets, your willingness to confront uncomfortable realities about smart contract vulnerabilities, it motivates me to keep analyzing threats that could devastate our community if left unaddressed. Smart contracts represent incredible innovation potential for Kaspa's ecosystem, but they also introduce attack vectors that require military-grade defensive strategies. Whether our community successfully navigates this transition without massive losses depends on security education, collective vigilance, and individual preparation that starts right now. If you want to continue building your cryptocurrency security knowledge, check out my comprehensive analysis of Hardware Wallet Security, the Ultimate Protection Guide. I'll link it right here. It's a deep dive into advanced wallet security techniques that complement today's smart contract protection strategies, and honestly, it could save your holdings from sophisticated attacks. Remember, the most devastating security breaches always target the unprepared and overconfident. Kaspa's smart contract era brings incredible opportunities, but survival requires paranoid-level security practices that most users never implement. Stay vigilant, stay protected, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue examining security threats and defensive strategies that could preserve your cryptocurrency holdings. Until then, this is TJ from TJ Crypto World, reminding you that understanding attack vectors before hackers deploy them gives you advantages that no amount of technical analysis can provide. The security apocalypse is one smart contract away.